before you start listening to Red Zone in the Lab, check out our Amazon Smile, a simple way to support the Hog Farmers Charitable Foundation every time you shop, and it's no cost to you.
We're back! Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab with Deuce.
Welcome to a brand new season of the Red Zone in the Lab podcast, where nothing is off the table. We will be discussing entrepreneurship, education, Black history, health, movies, family, and of course, sports. So do yourself a favor, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on all social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course, you can always visit us at redzoneinTheLab.com.
Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab podcast. I am Deuce, and joining me today is the great Rick Doc Walker. How are you doing today, sir?
Deuce, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just that time of the year, trying to bundle up, get them income taxes filed, and get ready to cry when you got to pay, especially as you retire. In retirement, or whatever you're getting, you pay twice. I've already paid y'all.
Wow, I
now
didn't know that.
Get my retirement. You want money me to pay you again. So I blew it. I should have been in the federal government.
Oh man, yeah, it's that time of year. I've been tasked to do our taxes for my wife and I for like the last 3 years, so I definitely understand.
Seriously, it's criminal. But then again, there are some services and things that this country does provide that people can't get on their own, which is good. But I'd really like to have a conversation at some point with people who make these decisions, because I'm telling you, boy, it just don't seem like it's right. But that's why I love sports, man. Because you start doing this real deal about what's going on in the world, and there's far more tragedy. I mean, it's a hustle. I understand the hustle part of it, but there's just a lot of things that go on that I always. That's why I love the podcast. It's like we got to talk about issues. We can't skirt over things. There's injustices all the way across the board.
Right.
We understand that, but we are in my lifetime. I do see progress. And I think it's slow as molasses, but I do think we're moving in the right direction. And we just need more. We need more podcasts like what we're doing, what you're doing. We have to have more conversations and understanding that not being different is okay. Yes. I just need to understand it, but we need to chat. And so I like where we're going, but we're just going a little too slow.
Yeah, I agree. And that kind of is a great segue into today. This is the first day of Black History Month, and bringing it back to sports. What is this moment like for you? I mean, especially being around and seeing the great Doug Williams do what he did by becoming the first Black quarterback to start a Super Bowl and win, to see for the first time 2 Black quarterbacks starting in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we had Doug on Burgundy and Gold today.
I love to talk to Doug about this.
Yeah, we had Doug on yesterday, and I was actually covering the Super Bowl that 21, and I was in the press corps. I was next to the guy that asked the question, and Doug actually knew the reporter, and he wasn't trying to be funny, but as it was worded, it came out as if, what is it like to be a Black quarterback or whatever? But Doug he's been Black his whole life. He's been a quarterback since he's been playing ball. So as a young freshman quarterback in 1971 in Southern California, and having a coach that Mike Rush, God rest his soul, he cared enough about me to say to me, look, you're not going to be able to play this. 1971, a white coach tells a freshman, sophomore, African-American kid, you got to change positions because you won't be able to go to college as a quarterback. I didn't say 51 or 41, 1971. So at the time, Doug Williams was in his environment, being allowed to continue to grow. Now, I wouldn't have been cut out for it because I don't like getting hit from the blind side. I don't mind. I want to go see you. We go.
See you. I agree.
That backside stuff. I
agree.
I ain't cut off for that. That's what I said. Y'all got far more courage than I do. So, but the idea that happened, I had the pleasure of working with Coach Thompson for 12 years in the media, and John would tell me stories about. I said, "What was it? You went to a restaurant and you couldn't sit in a particular area? Your bathroom said colored. Your water fountain said colored. Really? Because I didn't go. They had already progressed beyond that. My father was military. Mom's a nurse. I know what he was called at work. I heard these things. I hear the grown folks talking, and I understood that we lived on base, which is unrealistic because it's not how America was. You living on base, you had commissary, movie theater. It's compact, far less discrimination, racism, but it still existed. I was the only African-American in a Friday night course, and the woman had the story Black Sambo. And I remember being on that bunk feeling like, seriously? You know, I didn't know how to react. I just knew I was uncomfortable with this story about Black Sambo. And I went home. My mom, she that's the last time I ever went back. So I knew it wasn't right, but I just felt it was uncomfortable. But you grew up being used to it. So when Doug and I was there, and then Doug not only plays, but he dominated. He's MVP. And now there's two, not only are the Kelsey brothers, real life blood brothers playing in this game, but we've had African-American quarterbacks in it beyond that, but not two.
Right. I think it was 7. I think I counted 7, Doc, altogether.
Yeah. And so, and also, it's hip, hip, hooray for where we've come. Then you look at the coaches, and you got to go thumbs down. Because we know the Rooney Rule's a joke, but yet it was needed because at least it gets guys exposed. It forces them to sit down with you. It's like being invited to a dinner, and you go to a dinner, and they're serving food that you know about it, but you don't. It is different.
Right.
If you go to a Asian American's home or a Middle Eastern home, everybody has different cuisine. Everything's different. But it's cool to go, oh, wow, that's neat. Cross culture and do it. You don't look at it like it's weird or wrong.
Right.
That's my point. Everybody has their own standards. Sounds crazy, man, but we're still talking about this in 2023. And it'll happen in the game. And the guys are great. And what I like about it is that Patrick they would like to make you so like you got to be Randall. You guys got to run. No, you ain't got to run. That's what I love. Doug was a drop back guy.
Yep.
You can do the drop back thing. Both these guys can do both. I love the stories, the perseverance of how, they didn't go to the football powers, if you will. Although one did, and then went through being taken off the field, never lost his character. I've fallen in love with Jalen Hurts ever since Alabama. How he handled it. I wouldn't have been that cool.
In a national championship game, too?
I would have. This dude, this is the kind of guy you hope gets to the White House.
Yeah.
I hope he gets into politics. We need dudes like that helping to run the country. To hell with football. Because this dude's special. I'm pulling for him because of what he's had to go through. Patrick, it's great to see a guy that's so gifted, but yet this dude is like magic in what he's able to do. Yeah. But he don't necessarily ain't how you draw him up. It ain't like Lamar. If Lamar was in this game, It's like certain guys, you say, hey, man, Ravens playing. I ain't missing a second.
Right.
Just because this dude, like Kyrie Irving and hoops, you say box office, I ain't missing it. But I think it's going to be fun. And I'm happy that I got the chance to see it. By the same token, the hottest young assistant in the league has to go to the worst franchise, Houston. No, if it's property, you don't get to go to the suburbs.
Yeah.
They put you by the railroad tracks. So, I mean, it's always been one of these things, and maybe it'll work out. All I know is this, that DeMeco Ryans got a 6-year deal. So he got protected. I thought about it here with the Commanders when they gave Turner an extension and then they fired him and they got go. I love that kind of business. That's buddy business, man. That's the mob. That's like, I got you. So, everybody, oh my God, no. He didn't do it. He gave him love. That's how you take care of family. When they let us go, you just go, you ain't getting no check. You out. This brother got a raise, got future money, and quietly let go. Limo picked him up. He moves on with money. That's how I want to be treated. So we know it's different. Sean Payton is going to make more money than any man has ever made in the coaching deal. That's good for him. DeMeco Ryans went back to a community that embraced him as a rookie. This dude's special.
Mm-hmm.
Lovey and them did a great job. They all done. They improved it.
They did.
But we know living here, sometimes you can't outdo a bad deal.
That's true.
You got to just fight through it. Nothing will make me happier than to see Houston be successful by a guy who knows he's a character guy. He left the best defense in the world, the Niners, living in Silicon Valley. I might have never left. Knowing I'm always had great people because the Niners do it right.
Yeah.
Now they got the luck of a lizard because every time they get close to that trophy, something
that quarterback, right?
You want to trade with them? I would, because they're never irrelevant.
That's true.
They're never irrelevant. Fan base is dynamic. They travel all over the world. Hey, man. So it's good. At least it's happening. But the Rooney Rule has gotten guys interviews, which is cool. Let's see who gets hired. Let's really see who gets hired. NFL, you ain't got to be good. You can be dumb
right
and make a fortune. All you got to do is be rich. And it's the rich boys club, and they just pass around money. I do it the same way. You hire your whole family, put your cousin, the whole neighborhood, everybody get paid. Everybody got on a pension. You get your teeth kicked in. So what? You redo it the next year. So all I'm saying is that, hey, man, I'm not mad at them. I just want to get in the club. Yeah, give me some stock. Yeah.
That's right.
I ain't mad at them. I know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Only thing pisses me off is when they get offended.
Yeah.
When they act like they mad.
That's right.
That
That's right.
that it's a scam.
That's
Come on,
right.
Slim.
That's
we
right.
get it. No problem.
That's right.
Yeah, don't play us for being dumb, though.
Right. We know the game. We ain't hating the players.
And I ain't mad at you.
Right.
All I'm saying is that give us a chance to win. This group, as cartoonish as it is, man, they had a good thing going. We got good players.
Yep.
If they would put them in the game so they could play, who knows what would have happened? We might be in the playoffs right now.
Yep.
You can't get them to put the guys in the game. So, hey, man, this thing is rigged.
Which players, like specifically for our teams, for our team that you thought that they should have been playing earlier?
Well, the quarterback, number one, guy going against the playoff team, the Cowboys. As much as we joke the Cowboys, their defense is ferocious.
Yeah, yep.
So if that kid can come out there in his first game against that group and toy with them, come on, man. We got played. We got good players. Linebackers, we've been having problems with linebackers. Guy playing one game.
Hudson was all over the place.
We putting these old dudes on the field that used to hang out with the old. I mean, come on, man. We get it. We know what's happening, It's the good old boy network. You ran it out. All I'm saying is that I'm just tired of getting ripped off. Cats come in here, rip us off, get their cash, go play golf somewhere, on the golf course. Then they retire. All I'm saying is that just give us somebody or some people that care about this community. This community puts too much into it not to get more out of it. And when what happened in November, late November, early, it's unacceptable. You can't have that kind of momentum. Have a bye week playing a team that's playing the Eagles. They come in there and you ain't prepared. And you don't go out and ball out. And you're not in the playoff. This was a missed opportunity over being mismanaged. And that really burns my behind because we got the people. They've done a very good job. They're competent. They can coach. People were able to go. It's the decisions and the arrogance that to me is just, I can't accept it. I'm just fed up. One thing, we ain't got nothing. We got a lot. We're mismanaged. You know what I mean? Because your hierarchy, your owner on a yacht, he gone. I'm tired of all this. Let's get it done. Clean it up. If you're going to keep him, keep him. I don't care. It's irrelevant. But if he gone, get him out so we can get somebody else in here and hopefully has more football IQ. We need higher football IQ. We get that, we'll be set.
And that was for me, that second Giants game, I was all in, Doc. And I haven't felt this way in, years. It felt good. It felt so good. Yeah. I went into this game. It was cold. My wife and daughters with me. They got blankets. They cold. Oh, yeah. And they came out and just got dominated. That drive, Saquon, he got like 60-some yards rushing on that fourth quarter drive. It was unbelievable for me, man. It took me way out. And at that moment is when I lost even more faith in Ron Rivera and his coaching staff.
Yeah, it's if you're going to get the money, do the job. That's all I'm saying. I want you to get double the money, but do double the job. I'm just tired of we get ripped off. I don't want a clown show. I don't want to act. I want no excuses. They know what they're doing, but do it.
Right.
But damn it, if you don't do it, then you ain't supposed to be rewarded.
Right.
I'm just sick of people coming in here, ripping us off. But he ain't ripping nobody. We ain't got no boss. We in all this. I'm sick of all the garbage.
Right.
Let's get rid of it. Move on so we get to business. I'm ready to get to business. I need to know who's picking the players. If Mayhew's going to be leave him alone, let him go do his thing. They talking about the coach is out playing golf. Good. Great. Go get on the tour. You know what I mean? But send them other boys out to the Senior Bowl and let's go football centric. Let's figure this thing out. Keep going. So I'm,
like for
I don't want to be labor and I don't want to be negative. I just want to be freed up. That's all I'm saying. This is like a prison sentence.
Yeah, it is. I want to win. Like I want to talk trash to these Cowboys, Eagles, Giants fans. I want to talk trash.
That's all I'm getting in it. All I get out of it, is Cowboy Clay, and he's at least they're irrelevant. That means they're never gonna win it. Hopefully in my lifetime, I don't see them win. But now that the AFC and NFC games are going to be hopefully moved to neutral sites, Dallas will be hosting a championship game. I guarantee you, the Cowboys won't be in it, but it'll be at Jerry World, and then because that's going to happen, man, they're going to like the Super Bowl. You can sell it out. People will travel in. You can't go to the Super Bowl. It's all corporate. So the league is so popular, it needs to expand. It happened if Hamlin doesn't get hurt, the idea never comes up. They sold 50,000 tickets like in 2 days in Atlanta. Man, this is going to be the new bowl game. Yeah. NFC, AFC. Put the NFC in Dallas.
That's going to be nice.
The game will be at their stadium.
But they won't
get it, but at least it will be in Dallas, and Jerry can make some money. All this stuff is so funny, man. Now they done fired the quarterback coach. They fired hey, man, your quarterback. The dude came up short. You guys overpaid for him. He's good, and I like him.
They put their
start change him.
They put their starting running back at center, Doc.
Hey man, good. I don't want him to change. Leave Fred Flintstone coaching. I don't want no changes. I'm sorry, man. Keep Kellen. They got rid of Kellen Moore. They made him scapegoat. No, don't change nothing. Let them all come back because this stuff. Look, man, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen because it shows you money. It ain't money. They got all the money in the world.
Yep, that's true.
No, but it's an ego. The owner wants to play GM. He is not qualified to be a GM. They select great. The guy who does player personnel is maybe the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They identify talent, but you can't coach with Jerry. You know, you don't want your owner who looked drunk doing shows and doing all that. So it's really a clown show, but they make a lot of money.
They make a lot of money, yeah.
And usually, and they beat us more than we beat them.
Yep.
So that's why I ain't clowning on them. We did that to them this year.
Yep.
But I need to sweep them. That's what I need every year. Sweep them, and then we can move on. But man, it's so funny. 28 years and the same result, you know, and yet they're still popular. That tells you how many ignorant people that we have out here. How can somebody that don't win be the most popular?
Yep. Last question before I let you go. Right. What do you think needs to happen, or what would you do this offseason to set us up to be successful for next year?
Get a new owner that understand not only has deep pockets, because you're never going to get this. We need to get to the point where we can compete with the big money teams. And to do that, you got to have a stadium. You got to have people will come if you show them you're serious. So the first thing is that I would love us to move beyond the scandals and all this crap. Want a rich, somebody filthy rich that's smart enough to know they don't know anything about pro football. And that they bring in, like the old days, a Bobby Beathard type, or allow the guys we have. I ain't mad at them. They're qualified. But I want everybody standing on their own. I ain't into this coach-centric deal where one guy does everything, but we don't see him do nothing. I need everybody to be on their own so we can judge they work. You know what I mean? And it's the guillotine. You either get it done or it's the guillotine. We ain't got no time, man. There's too much money out here.
All, man. No time
to be messing around with you. I need somebody. My coach slept at the park. I ain't saying you got to do that. But he got 3 Lombardis.
Yeah, he does.
We knew where he was focused. You know, he wasn't on the golf course. He wasn't out trying to do TV show. He didn't want to even talk to me. Now, all the good ones, they don't want to talk to nobody but their team.
Yeah, look at Bill Belichick.
Okay. Bill Belichick. Yeah, if you want to be a movie star and all that, go with the NFL Network. Whatever, do your thing. I ain't mad at you, but I need some people in here that's willing to die to win. I can't. That's all I know. I don't even understand how you can you get swept by one team in the same division. You got to be kidding me, man. So they can do it whatever they want to do. This 30-year cycle, man. Come on, give us a break.
Yeah, I mean, it's time, man. Like
it's time.
Please, we need something.
Let's just part as friends. Ain't nobody mad. You know what I mean? But this group, man, we
want to see that
right.
That mutually decided to part ways.
What else you gonna say? You gonna tell me that you're gonna do what you gonna do better? If you didn't seize the moment with this opportunity, then before what was you thinking about?
It was right there. The moment,
right there, man. I don't get it. But
we was
if they decide to do it, yeah. Hey, if they keep it, I don't care. I don't hire fire. It ain't my thing. But I am examining. I'm looking. You ain't cutting it. Your record ain't good enough. You don't win enough.
Yeah.
You don't win enough. Talk less, win more, and we good. You know, we ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem with you.
Yeah, on that note.
So you can fake out the. I know better. So you can make this seem like it's. They used to say the old thing. They used to call it some kind of arithmetic. You making it sound like it's something, but we all know it's still 1 + 1 = 2. You try to make this thing too complicated. Hey man, now blocking and tackling, pass protection. If you got a badass, you playing against Dublin. That's simple.
It's not that complicated.
You got cats out here being slandered. People thinking they can't. No, it ain't the dudes. It's the scheme. It's the scheme.
On that note, talk less, win more.
Talk less, win more. That's all it. That's it.
Where can the listeners find you at, Doc?
I'm doing, hey man, Burgundy Gold today. We're on Team 980 with Scott Jackson, Linnell Willingham, and now it's a suicide venture because we like to kamikaze. We only have enough fuel to go one way because they got us on a topic, and we start dealing with. Wait a minute, hold it, Slim. We got to talk about this group. The whole show? Come on, man. Y'all got it. So anyway, what we trying to accomplish right now is like trying to climb the Mount Everest, without spikes in your shoes. But hey, I think we up for it, but that's the way it is. And of course, the podcast on Patreon, where we got good crew, man. I just believe that as long as we put people first, we have to do this thing together. It's impossible for any of us to succeed without help. We got to work this out together. And as I like to tell people all the time, or training groups that I get a chance to speak to, is like, the only thing we kind of agree on is the traffic light system. And then we break that. That's true. And we don't even stop at the red lights all the time. We got to agree that stop signs, yield signs, we got to play together.
Right.
And we can't do that. We can't be high and in public. I don't want nobody driving or something, anything that's smoking weed. Y'all can do all that at your house. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
But we got to have rules, man.
We got
to play by rules.
Yes,
rules in society so that we can do this together. And I don't want to live in a world where you're supposed to get more just because of where you were born or who your family. They got no, earn it. Earn it. Make it equal. Y'all always want a 10-yard start and 100. Okay. And what's killing you is that you don't win every race, even with the head start. So let's just try to work this thing out together. All right, Beast. Hey man, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you.
Yep, appreciate you so much for joining.
Right,
appreciate you for giving us some of your time today.
Anytime,
Doc.
brother.
Yes,
Anytime.
sir. All of you out there, we appreciate you for watching. Thank you for listening. I am Deuce. This is Red Zone and Lab Podcast. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.
Thank you for listening to Red Zone in the Lab podcast. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Red Zone in the Lab. And you can download our podcast at Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. And please visit our website at redzoneinTheLab.com. Thank you.